are still with me on this journey. Thank you. Remember my moment with my well-intended student in Riyadh who gifted me with the skin brightening cream because I would be more beautiful if my skin tone were lighter. Yes, that moment that led to me educating a whole class of female students in Riyadh on the value of my skin and my skin tone. But my skin love was not always this. It took me a while to unlearn the intergenerational and intragenerational unintended belief that my abundantly rich melanin skin was the reason I would be considered never beautiful per the post-colonial social remnant of the standard of beauty based on whiteness. It's not what you say that hurts me most, but what I think and say to myself with your words that I see in your reaction and treatment of me that leaves a long-lasting impact, regardless of your intention to be a good person. As early as I can recall, in my earlier years, I would hear how not as pretty or able to be a flower girl for brides to be, or to be worthy of that role during marriages that were to occur and were being planned. As I was in comparison to one of my siblings with a tinge of more yellow in her abundantly melanin skin that made her tone lighter than mine. Later in my middle years, this began to be reinforced by the non-choice use of bleaching, skin lightening and brightening creams, lotions and soaps, like the one my well-intended student had gifted me. It didn't take long before my developing skin began to absorb and react to the chemicals in these beautifying creams, lotions, and soaps. The hormonal changes in the body, coupled with the intrusion of the unwanted chemicals applied to my skin, led to hyperpigmentation, damage that caused dryness and severe acne, that then led to embarrassment and an increased self-loathing. These were the price that I was to pay for the attempts to make me more beautiful. The products were never to blame. It was because my skin was just too sensitive, and a different brand of a similar product would do the same purpose, make me more beautiful by making my skin tone lighter. When I was old enough to now start buying and searching for products for myself, you would think that I would walk away from this. But I actually started looking for products that were more inclined or designed for that more sensitive skin, that were designed to treat hyperpigmentation. A different brand, similar product, really, because it still promoted beautifying by lightening or brightening. When did this stop? I believe I was in my mid-20s, maybe 26 or 27, when I started to be more curious about what it meant for me to be divinely loved by a superior being I call God. And having been intentionally created by this omnipotent, unconditionally loving being that created a whole universe, created me, created the world, created everything within it, and gifted this body that is biblically referred to as a temple to me. I think that first step of the urge to deepen my self-discovery began and led me into further steps that entered the realms of self-healing. And from there, my curiosity deepened. I wanted to explore and learn about even more topics associated with who I truly am. And I started reading on topics like post-colonial Africa, post-traumatic slave syndrome, diversity, equality, inclusion, beauty products marketed for the African attuned or African scented or, African driven markets for the people on that continent, from that continent, ancestral descendants of those beings, those people. And there, my journey continued and grew until the questions began to help me unravel that sense of self-love, self-acceptance, and the desire to allow others to experience the same. Hence this moment. Mahatma Gandhi's Mahatma Gandhi's teaching invites a shift in perspective. He teaches, your beliefs become your thoughts. Your thoughts become the words, your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Mahatma Gandhi's teaching invites a shift in perspective. He teaches, your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values become your destiny. It is not what you say that hurts me most, but what you don't say with your words that I see in your reactions and treatment of me, and what I internally turn into a belief reinforced by my own thoughts, feelings about myself, and my reactions and actions towards myself that create a longer lasting impact, regardless of your intention to be a good person. Many of us are good people, but that does not negate the price others pay when we are not aware of the impact of our unlearned perceptions, attitudes, biases, and actions. When we are not aware of the impact those have on others, on ourselves, and our earth, we pass them on. We create a ripple effect intergenerationally and intragenerationally. We are the change we seek in others, in our systems, and in our institutions. Only when we change can we influence that which needs to change outside of us, for the long run, for the long term, for everyone. What could you do to become intentionally more inclusive? Starting with yourself. How can you see what is in your visibility? What could you do to become intentionally more inclusive? Starting with yourself. How can you see what